Welcome to Rothenburg ob der Tauber, the town of everlasting Christmas. Tucked in the heart of Germany in the Taubertal, this medieval city with a rich history and gorgeous sights is glistening with holiday cheer all year round. Here are the top 10 sights and things to do, all picture-perfect reasons why you should add this charming historic destination to your future travel plans. Reason number 1, history. In the last 700 years, Rothenburg's old town population has only doubled. Why? Because there the time stood still. A medieval city that has remained frozen in time, its resilience giving it eventually notoriety and relevance beyond politics, streamlining and renovation trends. Inhabited in its beginnings by the Celts, the current city draws its name from a line of counts who built the Comburg-Rothenburg castle around the year 1000, in the hills above the river Tauber, hence its full name of Rothenburg ob der Tauber, meaning over or above the said river. The city was officially founded in 1170, and by 1274 it was given the status of an imperial free city of the Holy Roman Empire. It is from that time on that the city's fortification walls were built, and the next centuries saw an era of prosperity and construction of landmarks. 42 towers, 6 gates, and 4 kilometers of walls still stand. In 1631, though, the city was sieged and overrun by troops, and a few years later it was further decimated by the plague. And then time stopped. This is how Rothenburg was frozen in a 17th century state. By the end of the 19th century, the city had already become protected and thought out by tourists for its medieval charm. The exceptional views from the castle garden, a historic landmark from the 14th century, where a moated castle stood, is the best place from where to appreciate Rothenburg's location, as well as to take in the stunning views of the Taubertal. The Second World War destroyed a third of the town and its historic structures. The western side, where the settlement had originated, fared better. The rest was recreated from the standing ruins. The town hall or Rathaus was built in 2 sections, in 1250 and 1572, and has been now reconstructed faithfully to its original. The next tallest in the city are the 2 towers of the St. Jacob's Church, with 2 beautiful altars, the Blood Altar and the 12 Apostles Altar, masterpieces by renowned artists. Tilman Riemenschneider, a late Gothic woodcarver in particular, has been hailed as one of Germany's best artists. The Rothenburg of today expands way outside of its feudal walls. The old town, though, seems to have added to its medieval appeal a new further identity, that of the town of everlasting Christmas. Reason number 2, architecture. Romanesque, Gothic, Baroque, Neoclassic, Renaissance or Jugendstil are architectures prevalent in historic European cities. Germany has made one construction style pretty much its own, the half-timbered homes. Fachwerkbau, with the more recent English term used of half-timbered homes, can be recognized by the exposed wooden beams forming a geometric pattern. These homes date from the late medieval period, but can even be traced back to the 1200s. While the wooden, load-bearing corner beams of the house were dug into the ground, the homes only lasted a few decades. Since the 1300s, these posts were placed on stone plinth, a practice widely used throughout Asia as well, thus helping the buildings last for centuries. The timber utilized was oak, and the logs were cut in half lengthwise, hence the half-timbered name. After building a solid structure, the spaces in between were filled with brick or mortar. Most homes were made like this throughout the Renaissance and until after the Gothic period. Germany has seen a renaissance of this building style in modern times, since it allows the use of flexible materials for the structure, while the interiors lack the need of load-bearing walls and can be adjusted to one's taste. Rothenburg's central plaza is flanked by homes that have been restored in a more contemporary style after World War II, but the colors and the delicacy of the decor makes up for the austerity of the facades. The wrought iron hanging store signs derived from the Zunftzeichen, the old guild signs, and you can see them throughout the whole city. These are beautifully decorated with golden accents and make Rothenburg sparkle in a whimsical way. The tradition of putting up trade signs stems from a necessity. Showing what is sold or traded through representative figurines helped those who could not read find them easier. Reason number 3, Kolmberg. A castle from the 1300s, still standing intact atop of a hill in the nature park Frankenhöhe, no more than 20 minutes from Rothenburg. The Kolmberg castle was passed a few times over the last 7 centuries from one owner to another. One of the area's earlier claims to fame was its usage as a hunting ground for higher nobility, including kings. Among the castle's masters were, during medieval times, rulers of local Bavarian principalities, belonging to the Hohenzollerns bloodline, followed by Prussian rulers and Bavarian kings in the 17 and 1800s. Burg Kolmberg was later on owned by an imperial consul to Japan, to finally end up in the hands of a local family in 1964. The stonemason who bought the castle to become Lord of Kolmberg opened a pub a few years down the road, soon followed by a hotel and a restaurant. Now in the hands of the 3rd generation, Burg Kolmberg is thriving as one of Bavaria's most notable touristic castles. With their own master chefs in the family, Kolmberg's 2 restaurants, conservatory, and group dining rooms are popular places for gatherings. You can pop in for a meal, a drink, your wedding, or just to look around. They run their own game reserve for deer and venison dishes, and even make their own dark beer called Schwarzer Ritter, or the Black Knight, which is served to the public with its own very medieval tale of a forlorn knight who supposedly retreated from society upon being betrayed and dedicated himself to brewing beer. Time for one more chateau to round up the experience? Head to Schloss Schillingsfürst, a Baroque castle from the 1800s, belonging to a notable German prince, prime minister, and chancellor with strong musical inclinations and connections, now displaying a cool castle museum with art pieces, family portraits, and memorabilia right on site. On their extensive grounds in the Falkenhof, you can watch the falconers training daily their birds of prey. Reason number 4, shopping. Join me as we step into Christmas wonderland. Rothenburg is the town of everlasting Christmas, with its main center full of Christmas stores. and which are there all the time. It's not only Christmas in July, it's Christmas every month of the year. A worldwide coveted decoration manufacturer and distributor, known to everyone, has several enchanting stores, holiday playgrounds for all ages. What is less known is that Rothenburg has actually been their home for over 45 years, and the level of wonder they achieved there can't easily be described. The main location is a labyrinth of fully decorated Christmas trees, giant nutcrackers, displays of moving toys, nativity scenes, a sea of lights, and over 30,000 German-inspired and crafted decorations and souvenirs, extending over 2 floors of pure magic. People travel to Rothenburg from all over the world to shop there. You don't need instructions on how to get there. All roads lead to Rome. A dead giveaway is the red vintage bus, heavily loaded on top with wrapped Christmas boxes, a must selfie location. In the same spirit, many other stores around town followed suit, and now celebrate the holidays all year long. Their specialties are mainly souvenirs, by which I refer to original German items you might want to take home. The well-known Kuckucksuhren and the Biersteins or Bierkrüge are my favorites. The typical stoneware beer steins and tankards are heavily decorated, either souvenirs or collectibles. A German invention, you can also get them in glass and pewter. The traditional stein holds a 1-liter measure, the equivalent of 2 Schoppen. This doesn't mean that you can't find bigger ones. In fact, some are huge and serve as home decor. Other goods you can look for are the German Tracht or traditional clothing, engravings, wood carvings, kitchen utensils and homemade preserves, as well as lots of toys and souvenirs. My favorite stores in Germany, and by extension in Rothenburg as well, are the supermarkets. Best time to go? Right after Christmas when all the chocolate is discounted. Just kidding. The holiday goodies are spectacular, but the supermarkets hold their own any time of the year. Germany has the most well-supplied food stores I've ever seen anywhere around the world, and the cheapest. I've compared basic food prices as well as gourmet foods, and they win every time. Go ahead and indulge yourself. Reason number 5, Torture Museum. Let's go back to medieval times and face reality. Romanticizing past periods in our history is a mistake we make, easily and often. Rarely does a museum focus on the not-so-glorious aspects of the past with such bluntness as the Rothenburg Torture Museum. This history museum makes certain to present the truth with utmost clarity and only resorts to a lighter tone, sarcasm or humor when appropriate and historically accurate. Its collection includes some of the most shameful instruments of torture we humans have used in the past, thus turning a spotlight on the grimmest and the worst in us. We can't be imagining the past happening under the same social rules as we have today. We don't even have to go back to the Middle Ages to grasp how different the rules of law were before our time, and how humanity has failed for millennia to protect the underprivileged, women, children, and minorities, and how aggression has been glorified. I strongly recommend this museum for one final simple reason. Facing humanity's past mistakes serves as a badly needed wake-up call for everyone, to acknowledge that mistakes keep being made, and that every person's civic integrity counts. Reason number 6, Stuben. What are these? Well, a Stube is a living room actually, that one room in old houses with a low ceiling where everybody gathers by the fire. What is a Stube to us? A German traditional restaurant and bar with the most charming decor, the most delicious food, and lots of wine, beer, and local spirits. Every hotel or inn has one on the ground floor, right off the street. So don't feel shy. Open the door and walk inside, find a bench, and make yourself comfortable. You will be sitting there for a while. The beers are the best in the world. The mugs are big, the glasses are pretty. The wines are mostly sweet or prickly, lemony, flowery, spicy, like the Gewürztraminer or the fresh Bacchus. You need to know what are the Stammtisch, the Liesel, the Meistertrunk, the Maß, and the Schoppen. The Stammtisch is the big table where only the most regular of the regulars can sit. The Liesel is a huge wine glass that holds a bottle of wine. Who drinks the last sip buys the next. The Meistertrunk is a legend that tells of a mayor of Rothenburg who saved the city in 1631 from being wrecked by drinking bottoms up about a gallon of wine. That humble serving of 13 Franconian pints is a Meistertrunk and is being celebrated with a medieval festival in May, die Festspiele der Meistertrunk. A Maß is a liter of beer and a Schoppen is a half liter. Now you can confidently enter the Stube and enjoy. Cheers! Reason number 7, Christmas. You might want to know, how does Christmastown celebrate Christmas? I'm about to show you. Rothenburg holds a Christmas market or Christkindlmarkt starting around the end of November until December 23rd. It camps in front of the city hall, of course, since Christmas always has to be center stage. But then, the city all around is decked like by magic, by the same decorator, all coordinated and harmonizing with the already existing Christmas stores. The feast is not limited to the market stalls, but it spills out onto all the converging cobblestone roads, to other smaller markets, a covered crafts market tucked inside a passage under the city hall, kiddie rides near the church, food stalls in between, and daily live entertainment by local brass bands and choruses. Everyone is dressed up for the occasion in winter gear, and it feels like you just stepped into a fairy tale or one of those feel-good holiday movies where Christmas is the answer to everything. The truth is, in Rothenburg it is. Now let's dig deeper and see what the market has to offer. First and foremost, the Christmas market is a place of gathering for locals. Although tourists flock to the town all year round, most people celebrate Christmas at home, so the atmosphere is relaxed. Everybody hugs a mug of something warm and munches on sausages, so you have to follow suit. All warmed up, it's time to shop for locally made arts and crafts such as doilies, woolen socks, carved wooden figurines, Christmas tree ornaments, and a lot of other treasures, including antiques. When hunger hits again, you can go for something sweet and try the local specialties, a bag of roasted chestnuts or maybe a hot chocolate with some Christmas cookies. To round up the feel-good outing, there is one more little secret I have to tell you. On the second floor of the main Käthe Wohlfahrt store, there is a Christmas museum. I am a fanatic of vintage tinsel, and their collection is just too charming to miss. Happy holidays! Reason number 8, cooking. Allow me to introduce you to the old-style traditional German cuisine called Hausmannskost, or roughly translated, home-cooked food. Historically, this kind of food was prepared by middle-class families and had to be, I quote, simple, tasty, and strong, or simple but sumptuous, made with less expensive ingredients, and based on a vigorous, meaning fatty, roast or stew. The main component of these meals was a large portion of meat, such as game, pork, beef, veal, goose, duck, as well as sausages, accompanied by dumplings or klöße, or by potatoes, as well as by a vegetable or a fruit. Cabbages held longer over the winter, white or red, raw or pickled, and were always served cooked. Most fruits were preserved as compotes or jams, and were served along with the meats, to help offset the grease. Today, most restaurants serve Hausmannskost, albeit always with a fresh salad on the side. Here is what you can order. Sauerbraten, braised roast, marinated for days in a vinegar-based dressing. Eisbein or Schweinehaxen, the pig's knuckle, a huge serving with crisp roasted skin, Schweinebraten or pork roast, Kassler or smoked pork, as well as stews like goulash, many kinds of schnitzels, and sausages like Bratwurst or Weißwurst. Carbs come in the form of dumplings, made of a variety of ingredients: Spätzle and noodles, mashed potatoes, Kartoffelpuffer or potato pancakes, German potato salad, fries, and many sauces. My favorite dumplings, called Semmelknödel, are made with diced bread rolls. Among soups, my all-time favorite is the Hochzeitssuppe, the wedding soup, with different kinds of yummy dumplings. From the sweet main dishes, the Topfenknödel are divine, with roasted breadcrumbs and apricot compote, if you ask me. On the traditional Christmas Eve table sits mostly a roasted bird, a duck or a goose. Sweetwater fish dishes are also served. What's the overall most popular dish in touristic restaurants? Bratwurst with sauerkraut or potato salad. Reason number 9. Baking. What would a Christmas town be without cookies, right? Many baked goods are made and sold all over the country, but Rothenburg has one that they can proudly call their own, the snowballs or the Schneebälle. But before I even go there, let me say something about German bakeries. They are outstanding. They don't come in different categories, they're all luxury. There is no so-so bakery in that country, I promise you. The variety and quality of breads and other baked goods is spectacular. And when Christmas comes, more specialties pop up. I call it Schlaraffenland, the land of milk and honey, or something like that. Going back to the snowballs. These are truly a Rothenburg specialty. Made of pie crust pastry, the balls are shaped by twisting strips of dough on a stick and later placing them inside a medieval-looking contraption called Schneeballeisen, the iron of the snowball, and subsequently dunking them into hot oil. It sounds medieval, and it almost is. The dessert has been around for about 400 years. The local mom-and-pop confectioners make delicious ones, some covered in chocolate and others in more creative toppings. And this brings us to Christmas cookies. You can enjoy the traditional Stollen, the Lebkuchen, or any sweets sold in stores and bakeries. But the real deal, the Pandora's box of cookies, you can only find homemade. Search the farmers' markets or the Christmas markets for Weihnachtsplätzchen. That's the secret code. You will be returning for those. Reason number 10, Glühwein. Now that I hope I convinced you that you must go to Germany to eat, let's see what should we drink, especially at Christmas time in Rothenburg. Although Germans drink beer under any weather conditions and temperatures, everybody's first choice during holidays is a cup of Glühwein or two. The whole world drinks Glühwein, actually, under other names, such as mulled wine, glögg, vin chaud, vin brûlé, vino caliente, and so on. The Romans introduced winemaking to most of Europe, so they deserve some credit. Who warmed it up first is not up to debate. German mulled wine has been mentioned for the first time in the 1400s. The recipes used vary slightly by country and region. The German Glühwein is rather straightforward. You only need 3 spices, sugar, oranges, and wine. Since it is consumed in large quantities at Christmas markets, a sugar syrup is made in advance, where the cinnamon sticks, the star anise, and the cloves have been boiled for a while. Cooled off, the syrup, with orange slices, is only reheated when the wine is ready to be served, thus avoiding to boil away the alcohol. In fact, to help the matter, many times a Schuss is added, a shot, to supplant for the evaporation of either rum or amaretto. For the lazy, there is Glühwein already prepared in bottles, as well as ready-made mixes or tea bags of spices to make yours at home. What you can't buy is the atmosphere. The fairy tale-like ambience that a town like Rothenburg achieves by simply standing there and turning on the lights. Prost! Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please don't smash any buttons. Just gently like and subscribe for more. The world is vast and it's all yours. Next time, you might also want to fall in love with this next destination over there. Thank you.